heavyweight.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, when you was offered this fight, did you know that he was known as a striker, known as a finisher, known as somebody who at least had dabbled in boxing?
Yeah. Well, the original plan was to fight St. Pierre.
Right.
GSP. And then bitch ass Dana blocked it, right? And blocked him from making a big payday, because that's what he does. So then me and Ryan Kavanaugh were just like throwing ideas around, and he had several names. I'm not sure who, but then I said, you know what, this guy knows how to fight. This guy almost made the Olympic Brazilian team in boxing, so he knows how to fight. I want that guy, and because he's bigger too, and so it's just a challenge, man. It's a challenge.
So you didn't have it. I mean, it seemed like Triller struck gold with Tyson versus Jones, and those are two boxers, two legendary boxers. Right. And it was an exhibition, and it appeared. I mean, I think most people believe that it was like sort of a gentleman's agreement. They weren't going to go all out. In fact, I recall the head of the California Commission saying, "Hey, they're not going to try to hurt each other," and that was important to people. Like, we don't want to see these guys get hurt, and nobody got hurt. It seemed like everybody was entertained with the way Triller presented it and the way those 8 rounds played out, and everybody was happy with it. And so there's a template. So there was nothing like Kavanaugh wasn't like, "Oh, Oscar, you should do the same thing with like a Felix Trinidad or somebody," or there was never any sort of inclination on your part or Triller to do something similar with you.
No.
Why not?
Not at all. Look, if I'm gonna put my body through hell, which these last few months have been, I gotta deal with injuries, I gotta deal with fucking pains, I gotta deal with waking up at 5 a.m. every morning. No, I wanted a real fight. Why go through the motion and the process and everything just for it to be an exhibition? Fuck no, let's fight. I don't want. I was never. That's not my style. It's just not my style. If I'm gonna go through it, and hey, I can take a punch. I'm not saying I'm gonna get knocked out or who knows, but I can take a punch and I'm gonna fight you back. I'm not gonna go through this process just because. Yeah, we never talked about. We actually did talk about in the beginning being an exhibition, but then I was like, nah, that's not me.
Oscar, I remember last summer you kind of let the cat out of the bag with me that, hey, I'm going to fight again. So it's one thing to say it. So when did it really start to kick in? What was the process in terms of making this happen?
Yeah, I think the process was. I mean, I've been contemplating for years, literally, for years. I just never pulled the trigger. I just literally never had the balls to pull the trigger. The Tyson fight kind of inspired me. The way he looked at his age, even though it was an exhibition, he looked good. He felt good. It was probably the best I've ever seen him, after he retired. Just his whole physical and the way he was feeling, So it inspired me. I think the process was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. It was nobody sitting me down and like telling me, okay, fuck, like, this is what's gonna happen, and no, there was no process. It was just like, I'm just gonna do it.
Oscar, I've always felt, and I remember I was at your retirement ceremony. Remember you had that to LA Live, in public, that you didn't expect to lose to Pacquiao. That you may have made a mistake coming down in weight, and you go dead at the weigh-in, and then obviously the fight happened. Did you, in the aftermath, years later, did you ever say to yourself, I really didn't want to even retire then? Like
I said it the next day. I said it the next day when I actually retired in front of the world. Yeah. I thought I was supposed to retire. At the moment, I thought I was supposed to retire because I got my ass kicked, you know? But, you know, the next day, deep down inside, it's like, fuck, why did I do that? I still have it. The weight thing is an issue. Like, that's, okay, it happened, but I haven't been in wars, you know? So my body's not like, I mean, I was fucking probably in the fight with Hopkins, you know, until he caught me with a body shot. So my physical was still good. My head is still good. I retired because it was out of like, shit, I just got beat, you know?
So Oscar, as you say that to yourself, was there a party that says, God, Millie's not going to go for it? Was that what kind of kept you from even exploring coming back a year later?
No.
What was it then?
It's just fear, man. Scared. Just scared. Scared of what's gonna happen. Scared of like the outcome. Scared of like just pulling the trigger. Just fear, man. It's fear. Like I've been kept away from a lot of things because of fear, you know. And I just finally said, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for myself. Like this fight here is for myself. That's why I keep saying it. This is for me, you know. Like I wanna. Whether this fight is gonna take me to another one, or if it's not, obviously it depends on that night, on how I feel, how I look. But I know that this one here is for me. Like I'm doing it for me.
So it's been 13 years. 2008 was your last fight. We're in 2021. So the question that I have is, how many offers did you get in between, let's say 2009 to 2020 to come back? Was there anything serious that you contemplated?
Yeah, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was offering myself a lot of money.
Under Golden Boy Promotions. Did you ever come close though to returning?
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't. I guess I couldn't get the courage, you know, to do it. You know. Yeah.
You also retired at 35. Was it more of like, I want to enjoy everything that I've built for myself, all the money I've made. Let's enjoy this rather than just keep fighting? Was that part of the decision too?
It's a lot of emotions, man. Especially because the way I got beat up, all those emotions are amplified, you know? Oh, I want to enjoy my family more. Oh man, my kids are growing. Jesus, I'm missing out on so much life, this, that. I go to camp for 3 months or 2.5 months, and life is just, I'm missing it, you know? Yeah, the fact that I got beat up the way I got beat up, it's like that, in your mind, you make it bigger than what it is, you know? Yeah, it's crazy. Just now looking back at this and being emotionally in this place where I'm at now, like I see it clearly, you know, and it's crazy just how everything just happened. Like everything happens for a reason, man. It's crazy.
And
when you've been in the ring with the types of guys that you've been in with, right, in front of these crowds and stuff, I mean, I guess, is everything else just kind of boring by comparison? Like, you know, I mean, like, was life? I just kind of imagine. I would just imagine like everything else just by comparison to be really.
Well, I think you try. I think I'm gonna speak for myself. I mean, you try to convince yourself. You know, you try to convince yourself that life is gonna get better. You know, after you retire, it's gonna get better. Jesus, you've been waiting for this moment all your life. And once you're retired, once you're not doing what you love, there's a big hole. There's a big hole, man. It's crazy. There's a big hole.
Kind of like boxing, kind of creates this this hole, though, right? I mean, because you like.
I mean, boxing. Yeah, boxing creates the hole, but boxing can cover the hole. You know, it's crazy. Like I like boxing. Like that's why I keep saying I owe everything to boxing, man. Everything, including my life. You know, and there's a certain reason why I'm fighting, man. And you know, I've told a lot of people this, that my life was getting ugly. It was getting ugly.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, is this, because I've read some quotes, some things that you said about this fight, and kind of like that it's kind of like a healthy outlet for you to kind of channel your. So is this kind of like a way of keeping you sober?
No, because I've been sober many times. I have the discipline. I have everything it takes. You know, this is by far. This is for me to like put closure.
Mm-hmm.
Put closure on like this is my decision. Like, this is what I want. I want to fucking win this fight, you know, and go out on top, or just have that satisfaction, you know. But along the way, man, I just started feeling good, you know.
So you were already sober then when you started training?
No, hell no.
Was there any kind of like, okay, no, I gotta clean this act up here moment for you?
I mean, when I retired from Pacquiao, first of all, I was drinking while training for Pacquiao. Last 2 weeks.
What, like your drink of choice?
Oh, it was wine, because I thought it was okay, you know.
Okay. Red wine?
Yeah,
the high end.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you try to justify it, like, oh, it's fucking grapes, you know. It's like, it's not gonna do me any harm.
Are you like a California wine or a European?
I'm a Napa guy.
You're a Napa guy.
I'm a Napa guy.
So you like the fruitier,
I'm a
higher
Napa
alcohol.
guy, yeah. But yeah, those 10 years, hell and back. Back again, I mean, terrible.
Oscar, how much of this event has to do with the overall health of your company, Golden Boy Promotions, based on everything that's happening?
Zero. We're in a good position. We're back, you know, slowly but surely. You know, when you promote, when you had the satisfaction to promote Canelo, then you have Ryan, then you have Virgil, then you have Munguia, you know, the JoJo's. It's, you know, everything that's happening now behind the scenes, what we're working on, it was not even a question. The only question I had, like, making this decision and coming back, was if my physical body can take it, you know, like the injuries, the aches and pains. I feel good, man. I've been doing. I never in my wildest dreams did I think I would do like cryotherapy and, you know, all this modern medicine, you know, that's all natural. You know, the Theraguns, you know, those are my best friends, man.
You're obviously enjoying modern day technology. Are you also enjoying the modern day reset of the boxing market and the purses? I mean,
yeah, it's I mean, look, for me, it's.
Are you making what you made in the past?
Right. I mean, look, for me, I've always been a huge advocate of the fight first, and then the business comes. You know, I still have that same mentality. Like, yeah, I mean, yes, the purse is negotiated, everything's negotiated. It's a very complicated, complex deal, you know, with Triller. But the business will come. I don't care. It's like I want to fight.
Is this kind of an audition for you to see how the relationship with Triller goes, to perhaps take Golden Boy to Triller once the DAZN deal expires?
I mean, this is a deal for me personally. Like, I'm not signed to Golden Boy, you know. And obviously we have a deal with DAZN. No, this is it's a business. It's a business deal that I'm kind of exploring for myself, because who knows, maybe I'll fight somewhere else if everything goes well. September 11, I might go somewhere else and fight. Who knows?
And obviously boxing is a business. We have a lot of pay-per-views. Canelo's fighting in a couple of months on pay-per-view. Do you think you'll do better than numbers than Canelo will do?
We're gonna do huge numbers. I have a great feeling we're gonna do huge numbers. Triller knows how to do it. They're putting a lot of freaking money behind it. Once it starts kicking in, like tomorrow, I think. I mean, the marketing plan, all that is one thing, and I'm actually very intrigued on how they do it, because everything now is all freaking numbers and, you know, the analytics of, like, you know, the whole digital platforms, and, you know, it's pretty crazy how many people we're gonna be like reaching.
But I mean, you saw all of Canelo's numbers. You were right there with pay-per-view. You're right there with DAZN. Do you feel like you could do better than Canelo in 2021, considering the audience and the history
Yes,
you have?
we will do it, guaranteed.
What were some of Canelo's numbers on DAZN? Like, what kind of numbers would he pull in?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Oscar,
Yeah.
how long
Interesting
did it take
question.
you in training to sort of feel that fighter's rhythm, feel the way you used to feel in camp? How many weeks did it take
It took me
when you resumed training?
about a month.
That's it?
Yeah, about a
That's not
month.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It took me about a month. The hardest thing was the conditioning. Yeah, my timing was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my timing was pretty good, actually. What's surprising is, like, damn, my jab, Jesus, never left me, man. Never left me. So, but the conditioning was the toughest because, I mean, this is the truth, man. All the years of just fucking tearing down my body, man.
This whole thing about you getting back to this like point of like, okay, I want to do this for myself. Do you look back at the past now and kind of wish you had gone to this point earlier, or are you kind of at peace with, you know, what this is happening at the right time, and
I hear you.
you know,
I hear
where
you.
are you
I
with
mean,
that? As far
yeah,
as,
no, I'm at peace with myself. That's what's giving me the fire, man. That's what's giving me the drive, you know. It's like everything that happened, it happens for a reason, man. You know, it's like everything, all the, you know, life's been tough, man. It's been tough. I've always dragged myself like fucking literally like 6 feet under, man. I've been there, man. I've almost been there.
What were you looking for, I guess? I mean, because obviously, like, people drink because it's like fun, right? Or it's an escape or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what were you looking for, do you think, in alcohol? Or
It's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. A lot of unclosed doors that were just wide open ever since I was a kid. You know, it's like just all kinds of, just a lot of shit.
because from the outside it looks, right?
Oh, it
you
looks
know,
good.
you look, you know, you had a career.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's very good. You're a good-looking
Sure,
guy. You
yeah.
have a lot of money.
Hey, I have my kids.
Yeah, you got
I have great relationship with them. I mean, moms are amazing.
Yeah, and
Everything's beautiful,
Right.
but
I think from the outside it's kind of like.
but inside, bro, fucking burning.
Like what? Can you share any of that? What's there?
Well, for once, if you want to keep it in like boxing, I mean the Pacquiao fight, the whole non-closure of that, you know, that beatdown he gave me, that's one. I've made peace with my mom already, so we're good there. I actually had this event about a year ago where I actually, it's gonna sound crazy, but I fucking tried shrooms for the first time, the microdosing. And this is Tyson, like, doing it as well, like every day. And I wouldn't do it every day, but
How'd that go? Like where were you?
it went incredible. It was at my house. It was with a shaman. It was like all like just controlled, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to, man. I couldn't be drinking and doing drugs and this and that, and I'm gonna throw my life away, you know. And so I had to do something. And the fact that shaman came to my life at that particular reason, at that place, that it happened for a reason, and it saved it. I feel it saved me. But it saved me only from my mom and my relationship with her.
Huh.
Like, I've made peace with her, but now I have to deal with little Oscar, all my shit.
Right.
You know, people, yeah, I raped at 13 from a woman, older woman, you know, molested, this and all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot of crap.
What happened when you were 13?
Yeah, I mean, 13, lost my virginity over being raped, basically.
Who was the woman?
I don't even know. I was 13. I was in Hawaii, I think, at some tournament. Older woman. She was over 35, so.
Huh. Was that something that was kind of there, or like had you kind of suppressed it and it came out later as you got
Suppressed
older?
everything. Yeah, it's like you suppress everything, and then you're living this life, the golden boy, but oh shit, wait, that's still there. Like I never like thought about it. I never processed this. I never like really thought how my feelings are reacting or processing or until one day it just comes out and you don't know how to deal with it. The way you deal with it is just boozing it up because you want to try to forget, or you want to try to connect.
Right.
It's pretty crazy.
That was obviously a pretty traumatic.
That was very traumatic, bro. Very traumatic.
Oscar, how do you view these fights with Jake Paul and the YouTubers? Is there any type of disgust or is it amusement?
I actually saw the fight yesterday, and I was thinking that Woodley didn't look bad at all. He didn't look bad at all. Like he had form, he had compact form. I think Jake needed more work. I don't think he expected Woodley to come out as strong. But the way I see it is, look, I don't think we should be closed off as like real boxing diehard fans. I think that they're introducing our sport to a whole new audience. Like my kids are now talking about boxing. Their friends are talking about boxing. I think it's just all good. I think it's good, and the fact that when they can see boxing at the highest level now, they're gonna appreciate it. So it's gonna be a domino effect, when these kids grow up and they can buy the ringside seats, because right now they can't. They gotta pirate the freaking streaming platform, But when they have money and they have jobs and they can buy tickets in Vegas, and those are going to be our fans. Those are going to be the boxing fans that are, that Jake Paul introduced.
Oscar, are you concerned? Because I remember I did a story with you last year when I was still at ESPN. In 1996, you beat Chavez. I think you're as big a name as anyone in boxing. But that following year, you said, I'm going to fight 5 times.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get anyone to fight 5 times anymore. I don't even think it's possible. Does that concern you about young fighters who say they want to be stars?
Right.
But my view is I don't think they understand how much work actually goes into it. I think a lot of them fight
it's not
because they're
easy.
full of shit.
It's not easy. I mean, I think Canelo was trying. I think he was the closest one to try. He fought like 3 times, no? I think.
Yeah.
He
He'll
did,
fight 4
yes.
times in 11 months, basically. That's what
Right.
he's gonna
Yeah.
do.
So, kudos to him, because it's not easy. I mean, I literally locked myself up in Big Bear for a whole year, and fighting guys that were pretty badass. So, yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know if it shows you, I guess, the fighters' like character or like how they approach boxing now, or is it their discipline? I don't know, man. I think it's just too easy now, It's too easy for the fighter now. There's a lot of money being thrown around. There's a lot of promises being thrown around. And fighters are beginning to forget the legacy. They're forgetting, the hard work, what it takes,
In your view, is this affecting public's interest in boxing? The fact that the young fighters are fighting infrequently and not in good fights?
Well, I think the diehard fan who really knows boxing is getting fed up with that. But on the flip side, those young fans, like they don't really realize what's happening, All they're paying attention to is, we want to see Jake Paul And so that's what I'm paying attention to. Like, let's convert those fans into these fans over here, you know?
Right.
It's-
See, Oscar, that's the point, though.
Yeah.
Every young fan that watched Jake Paul, that remembers him, here's the problem with a lot of these young guys. Haney, Tank, Ryan Garcia, Tio, they fight once or twice a year.
Yeah.
See, I think...
It's not good.
Do you agree with me? A lot of these guys believe just being big on social media makes
No.
up for actually fighting more than twice a
Yeah,
year.
it's crazy. I mean, social media has really, I guess put some, I don't know, put a damper on, I don't know. It's fighters have to remember that it's the fight, you know. It's the fight that gets you what, you know, what you really want. Yeah, you know, the money's good, the fame is great. Oh my gosh, people recognize me, little kids recognize me over social media. No, man. Think about the legacy. Think about being in front of thousands of fans cheering you on, you know, when you're at your prime. Like, that's what you want. I've been there. That's what you want, you know. That stays there. That stays there forever.
Oscar, do you want to just thank everyone for coming, because you kind of have to go. You have to go to your training. You have to go to training. So
Move it up.
In
Like
Espanol?
Floyd trains at midnight.
Hey, Oscar, how do you want your legacy? What do you want people to remember you? How do you want people to remember your legacy?
I spoke to him during the first time I met him at the press conference a few months ago. Yeah, nice guy. Yeah, looks like a freaking animal, man. Pretty scary when you're face to face with him. Very serious. I know that he's he's a machine, meaning he's serious. He keeps himself in shape all year round. So I know that I have my hands full. So, but I mean, I know that he has boxing experience. I know that he knows how to fight. I know he's a striker. I know he's heavy. Just gotta make adjustments inside the ring. That's it.
Oscar, the night after the fight or day after the fight, win, lose, or draw, if you just feel like physically, okay, I've done it, I'm good, will you be satisfied? Regardless of the result, if you just feel like, okay, I've done it, I shouldn't do it anymore, and I'll never do this again, do you think you'll be satisfied with that?
Yes, because this one here, and the reason why I said I'm doing it for myself is, first of all, so I can do it on my terms. Like, I'm training whenever I want to train. Like, yeah, there's a schedule, but I'm training at home where I live. I'm not going to Big Bear for 3 months and missing everybody and missing out. You know, and going back to your question, I think my legacy is obviously established, and I'm proud of it. You know, I feel very proud that I always fought the very best, and I always fought the toughest challenges. And I see this one as I mean, no different. This is a challenge because I chose this challenge. I know that he fought heavyweight, so that's a challenge to me. And I know that he's a striker. I know that he's a boxer. I know that, so that there is like, I took that into consideration because of my legacy that I have of fighting the best. Of maybe he's not the best, but of all these fights that we've been seeing with Mayweather and Logan Paul and this and that, Vitor Belfort is the best guy that a real fighter can face.
If
You
you're
know?
doing this for yourself
Thank you.
now, who were you doing it for before?
Everybody, man. Everybody, the whole world, my kids, all the fans, all the, you know, it's like, I never stopped to think, man, what about me? You know? How do I want this to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is that kind of cool now though, that like you kind of have discovered that actually this thing that you were doing all along?
I'm glad I discovered it now and not when I was like 55. You know? Thanks, guys. I gotta go train, man.